You stop making plans and you don't even fully know why. Someone asks you to do something next week and your body pauses. Not because you don't want to go, because something in you says, what if I can't? What if your energy crashes? What if something feels off? And what if your body doesn't cooperate? So instead, you say maybe, or I'll see, or you don't answer at all. And if this is you, you've probably had this thought, why am I like this now? Because this didn't used to be you. You just used to go, say yes, make plans without overthinking, and now everything feels like a question mark. And here's the part no one really explains. This isn't about motivation. It's not that you've changed into someone lazy or someone who doesn't follow through. This is what happens when your body goes through something that breaks your sense of predictability. Because before you had cancer, your body felt automatic. You didn't have to think about trusting it. You just lived in it. But now, your body feels like something you have to monitor all the time. Pay attention to, question, double check everything, and that creates hesitation. Not because you don't want your life back, but because your brain is trying to protect you from being caught off guard again. So now, before you commit to anything, your brain is running calculations in the background. Will I have enough energy? What if something happens? What if I can't handle it halfway through? And that's exhausting. So instead, you shrink a little bit. You keep things flexible. You avoid committing too far ahead. You stay in the space where nothing feels locked in. And again, this is important. That's not failure. That's your nervous system trying to keep you safe. But here's the problem. The longer you stay in that pattern, the smaller your life starts to feel. And this is where people get stuck because they think, I just need to trust my body again. I just need to feel normally again. But that's too big. And when something feels too big, your brain avoids it. So instead of trying to trust your body completely again, you rebuild it in a different way. This is what I call the one-step process. And this is where things start to shift because right now, you're trying to answer a question your brain can't answer. Will I be okay the entire time? You don't know. No one knows. So your brain says, don't commit. But what if you didn't have to solve the whole thing? What if you didn't have to trust your body for the entire plan? Just the first step. So instead of saying, I have to go and stay the whole time, you say, I'm willing to start and I'll check in with myself. That's it. And I want you to really feel the difference there because one feels like pressure and the other feels like choice. And your body responds very differently to those two things. When something feels like pressure, your body resists. And when something feels like choice, your body softens. So instead of avoiding plans completely or forcing yourself into something that you're not ready for, you meet yourself in the middle. You shrink the commitment. You build in a check-in. And you give yourself permission to adjust. So let's make this really real. Let's say someone invites you to dinner. The old pattern is you either say no or you say yes and feel anxious about it the entire time. And the new pattern is I'll go and I'll check in with myself on that day. And then when the day comes, you check in. How do I feel? What do I need? And you decide from there. Here's the most important part of all of this. Whatever you decide, you honor it. If you go and stay for an hour, that counts. If you go and leave early, that counts. If you realize you need to rest and don't go, that counts too, because what you're rebuilding isn't just trust in your body. You're rebuilding trust in yourself, your ability to listen, your ability to respond, and your ability to adjust without shame. And over time, something does shift. You stop feeling trapped by decisions. You stop feeling like everything is all or nothing, and you start saying yes a little more. Not because the fear disappears, but because it doesn't control you in the same way anymore. And that's what healing really looks like here. Not going back to who you were before, but learning how to move forward in a way that works for who you are now. So if you've been feeling stuck, like your life is on pause, like you're waiting to feel ready again, this is your way back in. Not by forcing yourself, not by pushing through, but by taking one step and trusting yourself in that step. If no one told you today, you're not unreliable, you're recalibrating, and that makes sense after what you've been through. As a fellow cancer survivor and a therapist, I get it. What part of this feels true to you?